My name is Janet Phelan, and I'm a journalist. And I'm here tonight with some very bad news. Amidst this upsetting Iraqi war, the stripping of civil liberties, the NSA spying, there is another agenda going on. Those in power have decided to cull the herds. They have decided that some of us are going to die very shortly. There are a number of systems in place which are aimed at reducing the population. The one that I have been most concerned and reporting on is the water system. Section 817 of the Patriot Act, which is the expansion of the biological weapons statute, is essentially authorizing a process by which many of us and many of you who are watching this program will die if nothing is done very, very soon. The expansion of the biological weapons statute is essentially legalizing delivery systems and toxins under certain circumstances. Delivery systems is a weapons terminology. It is a terminology for the delivery of weapons. Toxins are poisons. And this statute is essentially detailing when these delivery systems and toxins will and will not be legal. Poisons are toxins. Poisons, as we know, are meant to terminate, not enhance life. There is nothing in the expansion of the biological weapons statute, which is 817, that is talking about poisons as lethal injection or any punishment for a crime. It is simply legalizing these delivery systems and toxins under these circumstances. They shall be legal when used for purposes determined as peaceful, protective, prophylactic, or bona fide research. So if we set aside the research clause, we're looking at legalized, peaceful, protective, prophylactic poisoning. Now, this is a rather upsetting development in the history of the United States of America, which is supposed to be a democracy with liberty and justice for all, with the pursuit of happiness. Well, we now have legalized, we have bypassed any kind of necessity for due process, and we have legalized poisoning people. Now, some people have, looking at this statute, have thought that possibly we are talking about weapons against enemies of the United States of America, that we might institute biological or chemical warfare against enemies. But if you look at the list of restricted persons in 817, the list of restricted persons does in no sense suggest that we are talking about a military operation. So it looks very much like these poisons are not going to be used in warfare against an enemy of the United States of America. And then the question is, who will they be used against? Will they be used against some of us? My contention here is that this is exactly what is meant. Now, I have focused on the water system. There are a couple of other systems I'm aware of that are very likely authorized by 817. There are some funny things going on with double pharmaceuticals. There's some funny, we're becoming aware there's some very strange stuff going on with food. But I have focused on the water system. Water and air are the most necessary things for life on this planet. And if you mess with the water, you're really messing with life itself. So let's go into a little bit the details of this system. My research on this has basically determined that we have double line systems for water in the cities of the United States of America. I have focused on Los Angeles and on Spokane. I have lived in proximity to both of those cities, and I've focused on those cities. We have a blueprint here of water system in Spokane, Washington. You will see with the blueprint that we have multiple lines and we have interconnecting with multiple horizontal lines, and interconnecting those lines we have vertical lines. Now, this particular blueprint is at this point in time, the city of Spokane was replacing water mains. They were replacing a 12-inch main and a 36-inch main, which were parallel. The vertical lines connect the two. It is my contention that one of these mains is carrying toxins and one of these mains is carrying water, and that the interconnecting lines are through, valves are, which could inhibit or release the flow of toxins into the water system is what we are seeing here. This is kind of shocking, and it probably sounds like it's kind of nutty. I think that this is a very complicated, devious way to kill people. And with the system set up the way that it is, they're not going to poison everybody, no. With the system set up the way it is, they can selectively introduce the toxins into the water of a particular house on a street. They can introduce it into all the houses on the street, or they can bypass the street, and that's exactly how the system has been set up. My research on the water system in Los Angeles has determined essentially the same system. There's an article that's been written about this. It's called Water as